Overall, the revitalized version of Mr. Freeze in Beats As is iconic and usually considered the greatest revision of a Batman villain.
I'm not an actor anymore. I'm not even a man.
I love the visuals of Clayface, and they did a terrific job with him. From being an actor to being this monster that can look like anybody, Clayface was really great.
Now, today, the question I'm asking is which Batman villain between Mr. Freeze and Clayface received a better reinvention. See, Clayface made his debut in the comics in June of 1940 as Basil Carlo in Detective Comics number 40. He was created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Carlo was a B-list actor who began his life of crime using the identity of a slasher villain he had portrayed in a previous film. He was not a shapeshifter. He was basically a mystery Phantom of the Opera type character during the Golden Age. He was also based off of Lon Chaney, aka the Man with 1,000 Faces. The shape-shifting version didn't debut until the Silver Age in December of 1961. This time, a new man by the name of Matt Hagen was Clayface, a treasure hunter turned giant body horror monster. He had vast shape-shifting abilities because he was exposed to a pool of radioactive protoplasm. Another new Clayface would not debut until August of 1978. This time, a man by the name of Preston Payne. As you guys can probably tell, Clayface went through a lot of iterations from 1940 all the way to the end of the 1970s, but they were not all in the comics. In 1977, Clayface appeared in the Filmation program on CBS. Yep, you guessed it, the New Adventures of Batman. After the episode Deep Freeze, a new episode, Dead Ringers, premiered right after it, and Clayface was the villain of this one. In this episode, he posed as Batman. And man, this Clayface is so ridiculous, and his voice is not intimidating at all.
You're going to eat those words, Pee-wee.
Oh boy! I think it's time I took a powder!
Needless to say, Clayface had a rough debut in animation, and the character had an even more ridiculous return in comics in October of 1989 with the story Mud Pack. This story saw the debut of Lady Clayface, the return of Preston Payne, and most of all, the transformation of Basil Carlo, the original serial killer Clayface, into a shape-shifting monster. This decision to make Basil Carlo the ultimate Clayface came at the right time because 3 years later, the villain would be revitalized in Batman the Animated Series. To my surprise though, Paul Dini and Bruce Timm did not use the ultimate Clayface version of Basil Carlo. Instead, they combined the characters of Matt Hagen and Basil Carlo. No longer a treasure hunter, Matt Hagen was now a famous actor turned horrifying monster. He becomes this monster when he is exposed to a dangerous chemical made by Roland Daggett, this chemical being Renew You. And Renew is a perfect word to describe what Beats As did to Clayface's character. This version of Clayface was voiced by the great Ron Perlman before he played Mike Mignola's Hellboy in live action. Clayface finally had a compelling, concise origin story that focused on old Hollywood. He is also center stage in one of the best animated sequences in the entire DCAU.
Stop it! Turn them off! I can't control it! I can't be all of them!
This revitalization really made his character memorable, and after a feat of clay, Clayface would return in the DCAU episodes Mudslide, Holiday Nights, Growing Pains, and The Secret Society 2-parter. Paul Dini really found a way to combine 42 years of Clayface confusion into one solid, compelling character. And to make this Clayface even more interesting, it is revealed in Batman Adventures Volume 2, number 14, that Simon Trent, aka the Grey Ghost, inspired Matt Hagen to begin acting. Matt Hagen dreamed of eventually playing the role of Bruce Wayne's childhood hero. I personally find it really cool that Batman and Clayface have a similarity in that they both had the same childhood hero. I think both reinventions of Mr. Freeze and Clayface stand the test of time. Like the comics use these origin stories a lot now, and these are the versions of the characters that everyone everybody knows. Like from 1992 to modern day, when people think of Mr. Freeze, they think of Beats ass. When people think of Clayface, they think of Beats ass. And also the Batman 2004 animated series. But now it's time for me to make the ultimate decision. Which reinvention of a Batman villain was better, Mr. Freeze or Clayface? In my opinion, I think Batman the Animated Series reinvented Clayface better. And my reasoning being, the way that Paul Dini added in the old Hollywood aspect to Clayface's tragedy is genius. And it resonates with me because I'm trying to be a filmmaker, and me exploring all of the different eras of cinema and film, and just having that old Hollywood aspect added to Clayface just makes him more interesting to me. Yes, Mr. Freeze's reinvention is iconic and I love it, but I also think that Clayface's reinvention should get more spotlight. Like, it's really good. And it's a close call, for sure. I was going back and forth, but for me, because I'm a filmmaker, I chose Clayface. But you guys tell me down below which character, Mr. Freeze or Clayface, do you think received the better reinvention in Batman the Animated Series? And which villain do you think will appear in the Batman Part 2? Mr. Freeze, he was originally rumored as the main villain. Now Hush and Clayface are rumored to be the villains, with Harvey Dent being set up potentially. Which, man, this led me to think, if Clayface is rumored to be the villain for the Batman Part 2, what direction will Matt Reeves take with his character? Will he take the serial killer grounded approach, or will he take a David Cronenberg body horror monster direction? Whatever direction Matt Reeves takes, I'm excited to finally see Clayface in a motion picture on the big screen. That's gonna be so awesome, man. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. I appreciate you if you watched to the end, and there may be an end credit at the end of this video if you want to stick around. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out. Oh, you're still here?
It's over. Go.
Well, hey, I got one more thing to announce to you guys, but before I talk about it, if you don't want spoilers for Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, then leave the video right now. I appreciate you for watching, but if you don't want spoilers, leave right now. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go, guys. DC just announced that Kevin Conroy will return one more time. His final voice appearance will be as Beats as Batman in Crisis Part 3. Guys, this was a Beats as themed video, and I thought it was perfect to end the video talking about how Kevin Conroy, Beats as Batman, will return one more time. Guys, I'm so hyped, and I can't wait to cover that iconic scene on this channel. Stay tuned.